I understand if you're looking to open a restaurant, what are the costs that go into opening a restaurant? Let's talk a little bit about that in about 2 seconds. Hello, this is Dave Scott Peters, creator of the Restaurant Prosperity Formula. If you're looking to open a restaurant, you're searching the internet, you're trying to find out what are the costs to open a restaurant. I get it. The challenge is there's no one easy way to say it, but I'm going to give you things that you must put in place for you to understand where you need to be. And it first is a budget, and it's a capital budget. What is the money I need to open up my business? So for instance, let's say I've got to figure out what the equipment I need. And we start to look at, am I going to do this? What am I going to do this? I'm going to do this. It means you need to understand your menu. You can't put together your kitchen and know whether you need a 6-foot flat top or a 6-foot grill, whether or not you know what you're going to serve. So having your menu put together before you start to design this restaurant in your mind is really, really important. Am I to sell more grilled items, more charbroiled items? Am I going to need fryers and so on? So we can set up your line properly. So we can pick out the right equipment, the right furniture, fixtures. How fancy of a place are we going to have? Are we going to use oak on our walls, or are we going to value engineer this and use plywood that we stain to look like oak? Right? You need to understand what are the appointments. So your price point, style of service, the area you are, quality of product, all those things go into trying to decide the restaurant, which then feed into your capital budget. How much money am I going to need? Am I buying a building? Am I buying dirt? Am I renting? Well, when that's all said and done, one of the things I want you to think about when you go look to open a restaurant, the next is to have a budget for your operating expenses and your sales. Why is that important? What's your target? How much food are you going to sell? 80% of food? Is it going to be 65% food? Are you a bar, 50% food? Because that affects your budget as we go through. So what's your sales mix is the number one. Next is what are your cost of goods sold targets? Food, bottled beer, draft beer, wine, liquor. We separate our sales, we separate our cost of goods sold because each one will have its own separate target. Labor. Break out your labor by position. If you're full service, we've got servers, food runners, hosts. We may have bartenders, bar backs in the back house, cooks, prep cooks, dishwashers. List out all your positions, including your management team. Are they salaried? Are they hourly? And if they're hourly, what percentage of sales is their target? Now we're shooting for a 55% prime cost. Make sure you search my video channel right here, this channel, and find out where you find the prime cost video so you can understand that. We don't have time to go through that right now. So now we know what our total cost of goods sold is, our labor costs, where our prime cost should be shooting for, and then our operating expenses line by line by line. Is it a fixed or variable expense? Do I have an SBA loan payment at $10,000 a month? 10, 10, 10, 10. Is it paper supplies at 2.5% of sales? 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. And when you build your targets, that way you can see where you need to be to make money. Where should your food costs be? Your pour costs, your labor costs by position. So you can put a plan in place to achieve those numbers. You can also figure out that in those first months with all the training and that you're going to do, you may lose money and you need more money in the bank account because you can identify when you turn the corner and start making money. So you need cash to deplete in order to stay operating. Last but not least, going right back to that menu, make sure you have recipe costing cards because the only way you need to know what every drink, bottled beer, every food dish that you send out the kitchen, what it costs you in order to achieve those budget targets. The last thing I want to leave you with is this. If you're looking to borrow money and you're going to a typical bank, which it's very difficult to find money for the restaurant business anymore. But the truth of the matter is, one of the things they're looking for when you put that operating budget together and the capital needs that you have, if you're going to spend $1 million building that building and opening your restaurant, they want you to do $1.25 million in sales to even look at you. So they're looking for a 1 to 1.25 ratio. For every dollar you're looking to invest in that business, you should do a $1.25 in sales to achieve profitable restaurant. That's what a bank knows. Now, a bank doesn't know everything I know, and I'll tell you that's not the key thing to me. It's prime cost. But if you're looking to borrow money and open a restaurant, that's what you've got to do.